Dear viewers, in this course of study, today we will discuss about the alkaloids. Alkaloids are the substances present in the plants. They have importance for the plants themselves as well as for humans in the form of medicines. So, what are the alkaloids? Alkaloid means alkali likes. The pharmacist Misner proposed the term alkaloids in 1819. According to him, alkaloids are basic nitrogenous compounds of plant origin which have complex molecular structure and many pharmacological activities. So, by definition, the alkaloids are defined as natural plant compounds that have a basic character and contain at least one nitrogen atom in a heterocyclic ring and having biological activities. In general, according to characteristic features, the alkaloids are basic nitrogenous plant origin, mostly optically active and possessing nitrogen heterocycles as their structural units with physiological actions. So, it is clear that the alkaloids must have at least one nitrogen base. It may be up to 3 or 4 in some cases, and they must have particular physiological or biological activity. So, where are these alkaloids present in plants? In general, alkaloids are naturally available in the plants, particularly in hair plants. For example, Apocynaceae, Papaveraceae, Papilionaceae and Solanaceae. These families comprise about 15% of total available alkaloids in the nature. Besides, they are also present in the form of salts of organic acids like acetic acid, oxalic acid, malic acid, lactic acid, tartaric acid, tannic acid and aconitic acid. Few alkaloids are also available with sugar, for example, solanum and barytrum groups. So, it is clear from this alkaloids are widely available in the plant system as well as with some salts. Now, in the plant system, different parts of a plant has the alkaloids. In some of the plants like Datura, alkaloids are present in every part of the plants like root, shoot, leaf and stem. But in some cases like cinchona, the alkaloids are present in the bark. You must know the cinchona which is used to make the quinine, and it is utilized against the cure of the malaria disease. The Nux vomica seeds have the alkaloids. In case of aconite, the alkaloids are present in the root portion. Similarly, black pepper, you know, an important constituent of our spices, the fruits of black pepper, they have alkaloid activities. In case of tobacco, leaves have the tobacums which are alkaloid in nature, and in opium, that is poppy, the latex portion is full of the alkaloids. Now, what are the functions being performed by these alkaloids in the plants? These alkaloids, different alkaloids have different functions in the plants. They may act as protective against insects and herbivores due to their bitterness and toxicity. In this way, plants save themselves from the attacks of the insects and other herbivores. They are in certain cases the final products of detoxification, that is waste products. Some of the alkaloids are the outcome of the plants in the form of the waste products, and they are utilized by the humans to cure the diseases. Source of nitrogen in case of nitrogen deficiency. You know, nitrogen is an important element for the growth of the plants, and some of the alkaloids, because alkaloids have the nitrogen base, so some of them also act as the source of the nitrogen for the plants. They sometimes act as growth regulators in certain metabolic systems. You will learn in another unit that growth regulators are very important for the plants, and some of the alkaloids also act as the growth regulators. Some of the alkaloids may be utilized as a source of energy in case of deficiency in carbon dioxide assimilation. Carbon dioxide is an input for the process of photosynthesis, and sometimes when there is deficiency of carbon dioxide, these alkaloids can act as a source of energy to withstand the plants under unfavorable conditions. Now, what are the properties of the alkaloids? So, in this unit, we will study the physical and chemical properties of these alkaloids. So, first of all, we will talk about the physical properties. According to the condition of the alkaloids, the most alkaloids are crystalline solids, means they are solid in nature. However, few alkaloids are amorphous solids, that is, they are able to break if we apply some force. The example is amethine. Similarly, the alkaloids are available in the liquid form. For some are liquid that are either volatile or non-volatile. For example, nicotine and quinine are the alkaloids which are available in volatile form. Pilocarpine and hyoscine are the example of the alkaloids which are available in the non-volatile forms. The color is an important to judge the physical properties of any chemical. When we talk about the alkaloids, the majority of alkaloids are colorless, but some are colored. For example, colchicine and berberine are yellow in color. Similarly, canadine is orange in color. The salts of sanguinarine are copper red in color. So, you see the most of the alkaloids are colorless, but there are some exceptions because of which they are yellow, orange or red in color. Now, solubility. On the basis of solubility, the both alkaloidal bases and their salts are soluble in alcohol. Generally, the bases are soluble in organic solvents and insoluble in water. However, there are some exceptions like caffeine, ephedrine, codeine, colchicine, pilocarpine and quaternary ammonium bases are soluble in water. Similarly, there are bases which are insoluble or sparingly soluble in certain organic solvents like morphine in ether, theobromine and theophylline in benzene. Salts are usually soluble in water and insoluble or sparingly soluble in organic solvents. Still, there are some exceptions like quinine monosulfate. These are the salts which are insoluble in water. Some of the salts are soluble in organic solvents like lobeline and apotropine hydrochlorides are soluble in chloroform. So, we can see that on the basis of the solubility, there are most of the alkaloids, they are soluble in alcohol and bases are soluble in organic solvents, although there are some exceptions. Now, isomerization. Actually, you know there are two forms of any compound, that is L and D form. In case of alkaloids, sometimes L form is active, sometimes D form is active. L means laboratory rotation, D means deoxylaboratory. So, optically active isomers may show different physiological activities. For example, L ephedrine is 3.5 times more active than D ephedrines. Similarly, L ergotamine is 3 to 4 times more active than D ergotamine. D tubacuarine is more active than the corresponding L form of the tubacuarine. Quinine L form is antimalarial and its D isomer quinidine is antiarrhythmic. So, from these examples we can say that The isomerization is very important. In some cases L form is more active, in some cases D form is more active. In case of quinine, you see the L form works against the malaria, whereas D form works against the rhythmic diseases. There are some alkaloids in which both L and D form are active. In this case, it is called as racemic form, that is optical inactive. For example, in case of atropine, both D and L form are physiologically active, and the both forms they can cure particular diseases. Now come to chemical properties. In the beginning, we have learned that all the alkaloids they have nitrogen base. Now, different alkaloids they have different number of nitrogen bases. So, on the basis of these availability of nitrogen, they have classified as primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines and quaternary ammonium salt. This norepinephrine is an example of primary amines, which is RNH2. Similarly, ephedrine is an example of secondary amines. Atropine comes under the category of tertiary amines, whereas D form of tubercuranine comes under the quaternary ammonium salts. So, these alkaloids they are basic in nature. So, on the basis of basicity again they have classified, like RNH, that is secondary amines, they have more basicity than RNH2, that is primary amines. These primary amines further has more basicity than R3N, that is tertiary amines. So, on the basis of this equation we can understand that secondary amines have the most basicity, followed by primary amines, followed by tertiary amines. The saturated hexacyclic amines is more basic than aromatic amines. There are, on the basis of basicity, we can say that some of the alkaloids they have weak bases, whereas some have the strong bases. Examples are caffeine. Caffeine has the weak bases, whereas atropine has the strong bases. Besides these, there are some amphoteric alkaloids, means they have both bases and acids. Example is morphine. This is phenolic alkaloid which is amphoteric in nature. Similarly, alkaloids with carboxylic group like narcine, it has amphoteric activities. Beside these, there are some neutral alkaloids like colchicine. It does not have acid or basic activity. It is neutral in nature. Now, these alkaloids have also been identified on the basis of presence or absence of oxygen. Most alkaloids contain oxygen and are solid in nature. For example, atropine. But there are some alkaloids which does not have the oxygen, and they are free from oxygen and are mostly liquids. For example, nicotine and quinine. So, we can say that those alkaloids which have oxygen, they are solid in nature, whereas those which do not have the oxygen, they are liquid in nature. Stability. If we see the effect of heat on alkaloids, we found that the alkaloids are decomposed by heat except strycine and caffeine. So, most of the alkaloids they are affected if they are exposed to the heat, and these alkaloids they have capability to react with acid for formation of the different types of the salts. Now, on the basis of their nature, their families or their pharmaceutical values, these alkaloids has been classified. So, 4 criteria has been suggested while classifying the alkaloids. Like number 1 is taxonomic basis. The alkaloids has been classified according to their family or genus. According to their family, for example, Solanaceous, Papilionaceous, without reference their chemical type of alkaloids present. And according to genus, for example, Ephedra and Cinchona. So, without discussing their chemical properties, the alkaloids has been classified according to their family or genus to which they belong. In another type of the classification, the alkaloids has been classified on the basis of their pharmacological activity or their response to pharmaceuticals. For example, analgesic alkaloids and cardioactive alkaloids. So, those alkaloids which are analgesic in nature, they have been kept in one group. Those which are cardioactive have been kept in another group. However, they do not have chemical similarity in their group. In another way, the alkaloids has also been classified based on the biosynthetic properties. According to this, alkaloids are classified on the basis of the type of precursor or building block compounds used by plants to synthesize the complex structure. For example, morphine, papaverine, narcotine, teibokarin and colchicine in phenylalanine tyrosine derived bases. Actually, every alkaloid they have their own precursor and building block, and according to these precursor or building blocks they have been classified. Now, come to chemical classification. This is very important, and this classification is universally adopted and depends on the fundamental ring structure. Every alkaloid they have their rings. If we see the chemical structure of these alkaloids, they have their particular rings, and on the basis of these rings they have been classified into 9 groups. They are, first of all, they may be some of the alkaloids they does not have the ring, whereas most of the alkaloids has rings. So, according to the availability of rings, they have been classified as non-heterocyclic alkaloids or heterocyclic alkaloids. In case of non-heterocyclic alkaloids, it can be stated that this group of alkaloid does not has any heterocyclic ring in their structure. Examples are hordenine and ephedrine. Hordenine is available in Hordeum vulgare, whereas ephedrine is available in Ephedra jarediana. These type of the alkaloids they do not have ring in their structure. In another type, most of the alkaloids they have heterocyclic rings and accordingly classified as heterocyclic alkaloids. According to heterocyclic ring, the alkaloids are subdivided in following, that is pyrrolidine. This type of alkaloids contain pyrrole or pyrrolidine ring in their structure. For example, hygrines and cocoa species. These species has pyrrole rings in their structure. Likewise, pyrrolidine. These alkaloids containing pyrrolidine heterocyclic ring in their structure. For example, Senecio species. Senecio species have pyrrolidine rings in their structure. Now, pyridine and piperidine ring structures. Alkaloids containing pyridine heterocyclic ring in their structure, for example, nicotine, lobeline, piperidine and ricinin. These types of the alkaloids they have pyridine rings in their structure. Then piperidine, alkaloid containing tropine ring like atropine, hyoscine, solanaceae, cocaine, they have tropine ring in their structure. These are the different ring structures like in pyrrole, in pyrrolidine and in pyridine. Quinoline, those alkaloids containing quinoline ring in their structure are classified in this group. The example says quinine, quinidine. They are these quinine and quinidine they are having quinoline ring in their structure. Next one is isoquinoline. Alkaloids containing isoquinoline ring in their chemical structure, for example, papaverine, narcine, amatine, they all have isoquinoline ring in their chemical structure. Next one is reduced isoquinoline. the alkaloid contain reduced isoquinoline ring in their structure, that is baldine. So, it is clear that when the quinoline or isoquinoline is present in oxidized form, we say quinoline or isoquinoline classification. If it is present in reduced form, it has been kept in another group, that is called reduced isoquinoline group. Now, another group is norlupinein, alkaloids present in leguminous plants like spartin, lupinein. In this case, this type of ring structure is found. In indole alkaloids, these are the alkaloids containing indole rings like yohimbine, Catharanthus rossis. In these cases, the indole rings are available in their chemical structure. These are the some of the structure like tropane, quinoline, isoquinoline, norlupinein and indole. So, this type of structure are present, and according to the availability of this structure, they have classified into different groups. So, this is about nicotine, which is very important alkaloid, and you see how it is important. And this is the structure of the nicotine, and it is toxicity, causes cancer and other diseases in the humans. Papaverine is another important alkaloids, which is a smooth muscle reluctant. It belongs to the group of medicines called vasodilators. These vasodilators, they cause blood vessels to expand, thereby increasing blood flow, and are used to treat problems resulting from poor blood circulation. And this is the structure of papaverine. So, dear viewers, in this part of this course, we have studied about the alkaloids, their occurrence, importance and classification. We have also learned about different types of the alkaloids and how they perform different functions in the plants. It is also concluded that how alkaloids are important and how they are being utilized by the humans for cure of various diseases. Hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you.